Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Hope you're all well. In today's video we're going to fix a PlayStation 5 Pro, which is, as you can see, I think someone's had a little bit of game rage with it. So top end of it is completely and utterly bent to pieces. Now front end of it doesn't look too bad, but as you can see the casing is definitely bent. It's mainly the back end of it where the bend is. Now what I'm hoping is that the actual motherboard, which is all the way along here, is perfectly fine, and it's just the heat sinks that are bent, right, and cause the damage. So it's a bit of a weird one this week, but something different. Obviously we got some damage to the casing there, which it doesn't really make much difference, but there is damage, as you can see, to the fins there in the heatsink. So we'll take a look at that when we get it to bits. But as I say, this is a PlayStation 5 Pro edition, and it is completely bent because it doesn't really lay flat. It does power on, so it powers on. The fan makes an awful noise, so I imagine the actual fan itself has been snapped, or the blades have broken, or it's just basically not laying flat and not rotating properly. It powers on for about 2 or 3 minutes and then powers off, and I think it powers off due to overheating because the fan, I don't believe, is spinning. Right, so let's get into it and start to dismantle it. So first things first, we need to pop off the side covers. They just pop off like so. Pretty straightforward, depending if we can get these ones off, because this is where it's bent. Yeah, I think these ones are going to be a little bit more tricky. Let's come back to that in a minute. This side should be a lot easier. Off it comes, like so, and obviously that's where the disk drive goes. Here's the fan, which is bent, as we can see. Yeah, it's completely bent, and I don't even think that fan's going to ever spin again. Right, let's just go back to this side and try and get this one off. It's very tight, I must admit. Oh, I don't like doing that. There we go. Yeah, very tight indeed. You can see the back end of it there. Right, now let's start taking it to bits. We've got obviously CMOS battery under there and the M.2 expansion slot there. Still got its warranty label on it, which is great. But I'll fast forward through this bit. There's loads of videos on how to dismantle these PS5 Pros already, and a load of breakdown videos. But I'll get it down to the motherboard and we can take a closer look. Right, so the casing has certainly taken a bit of a battering, and we can heat that up and try and bend that back into shape. Power supply looks good, but the main thing is that, look at that banana. So we've got quite a bit of damage here to the fins, and obviously damage here to the metal casing of the M.2 expansion slot holder. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to tear this down all the way. There's a little bit of plastic there as well. I'm going to tear this down so I can actually remove these pipes, and then we can try and straighten them out a little bit more. See how we get on with that. Right, so let's undo all of these 100 million screws. So good news, looks like the motherboard is straight. Maybe there's a tiny little bit of a bend up here, but generally it does look quite straight. It's hard to get it right on camera, but it looks quite straight. I'm going to remove the motherboard completely because I need to reseat all of the liquid metal anyhow, and then we can properly examine the motherboard. Yeah, look, now there's no pressure on it. It's just maybe a tiny little bend up there, but nothing to worry about. I doubt if that's broken any traces. So let's have a quick look at the PS5 Pro motherboard. See what we've got. So code for it is VSM010. What have we got here? It's got Southbridge here, Wi-Fi IC over here. What Southbridge IC is that? It is an SIE again, but let's just quickly read out the model. Let's have a look under the microscope quickly. It is a CDX 90069GG, which has been used in other PlayStation models. Obviously, you've got the faster and more improved APU there as well. And then you've got the SSD controller here. And we've obviously got 1, 2, 3, 4 SSD chips themselves. It's 2 terabytes on these, I believe. And you've got all the RAM. You have the encoder for the HDMI over there. So layout wise, it's very similar to the slim version of the PS5. All these power sources down here, fuses, all looks good. Right, let's have a look at our banana, shall we? In a little bit more detail. So what I'm going to do is remove this tin plate quickly. So that base plate itself doesn't look bent at all. Yeah, that looks straight. It is just these heatsink pipes, which are bendy. I'm just going to quickly clean up that liquid metal so it doesn't spill anywhere. Right, so that's relatively cleaned up. What you'll notice on the PS5 Pro heatsink is they do have these grooves, which I'm sure you've seen in other videos. And I believe that is to help stop the dry spots that you see on the older PlayStations, or the PlayStations, the Generation 1 PlayStations, where the liquid metal used to move if you had the PlayStation mounted vertically, and there used to be a dry spot. But they've added these grooves now, which I imagine is to try and hold the liquid metal in place a little bit better, which is good to see. Right, now what we need to do is bend this straight again. I'm going to do that in a vise that I've got. I'll quickly do that off camera and we'll see how we get on, how we can fix these fins. Right, so there you go. I had to do it off camera because I had to use a vise to do it. So I've put I clamped the pipes here in a vise and then you gently worked the fins down and these pipes down so they're straight now. And then it sits nice and flat on a flat surface, which is good. So they're straight now. We just need to work through these fins, right? So let's do that. Let's just align these ones a bit better as well. Let's do that and see how we get on. Right, so that's the majority of the bends out. Now, obviously, you can see it's nowhere near perfect. But the main thing is with these fins is just to make sure there's airflow running between them. Obviously, so you want the fan blowing cool air through the fins to cool down the copper pipes, which then internally then go through and cool down the actual core as well. So that should do us for now. The end is still a little bit bent, but I don't think that will make much difference because the fins are not touching. I mean, obviously, ideally, you would replace this, right? That's the better thing to do, but we're never going to sell this PlayStation. This is just a little bit of a test that we're doing. And these parts are really hard to come by, obviously, because the PlayStation Pro has just been released and there's not many spare parts out for it at the minute. Talking of the fan itself, the fan is, we will have to replace the fan. You can get these fans from China, but the fan doesn't spin, right? It's literally just bent. You can hear that. So I'm not even gonna, I mean, I could just bend it like that, but I'll do that temporarily for now. But I will replace the fan because you can actually get fans from, as I say, AliExpress. Just the internal parts you cannot get yet. There you go. Now it's spinning. So we'll leave that like so for now. But then we need to try and sort out the plastics because they are completely snapped and it's still got a bend in it. Let's just move the power supply out of the way. Let's see what we can do about this. So as you can see, this is completely bent. I was hoping that once we remove the heatsink, this would pop back into place. So what I think is best to do is just try and give the whole area a bit of a heat up. All right, we'll remove the front panel, remove that aerial, just check that aerial was good. The antenna, that is good. We'll give the area a bit of a heat up and see what we can do with it. See if we can actually bend it back into place. Yeah, see this plastic snaps off of there as well, which we've got. So I do wonder if applying a bit of heat will push this back into place. Let's give it a try. Right, so there you go, a bit of heat. It certainly looks a lot more healthier now. Obviously burnt the plastics a little bit or melted the plastics a little bit there, but as I say, we're not going to sell this PS5 Pro, so it doesn't matter too much. I removed this sidebar. Let's just bend this fan cover a little bit into place. There you go, that looks a bit better now. Right, how that looks, still a bend in it, but it does look a lot more healthier now we've added some heat to it. These fins at the back, again, they're all sort of cosmetic, but it'd be nice just to put a bit of plastic weld on there, just to hold them in place. So we will do that. And then we need to try and fix the broken plastic here as well with some plastic weld. Let's just see how everything lines up now. Yeah, see, that's lining up much better now. Like there's no gap there at all, which is good. Yeah, good at the back as well. Right, we try a bit of plastic weld and then see how we get on with that. Right, so there we go. Managed to plastic weld quite a few of the fins back in place. Not perfect, right, but they are now holding where they should be. We've got one missing, which we're not going to replace. And then we managed to bend this end cap back a little bit. You see there's the little bit of a mark there where we bent it. So all in all, it's kind of getting back in shape, right? And I think the majority of whatever's left will be held by the heatsink itself anyhow. Fan didn't spin at all, so we just managed to bend some of this metal around on the housing, and now the fan is spinning, which is great, and that was jammed solid before. I will eventually replace the fan anyhow. Like, you can buy those as replacements, so we'll get a replacement fan. The top cover, that looks a little bit out of shape at the top here, so I've just applied a bit of heat to this area and just straightened it off again as well. Right, so we need to pop back in this little side grille, and then we'll start putting everything back together again. Right, so there we have it put back together. It was a bit of a squeeze to get it back together, but let's have a look. Still a little bit bent, right, as you can see, but nowhere near as much as it was. We're obviously missing the plastic casing piece there, but that's just cosmetic. Should all be okay. Let's get it plugged in and just make sure the fan is now spinning, because it wasn't previously. So give it some power, check the fan, and you can see the fan spinning, which is brilliant. So as I say, there we have it. Not as bent as it was previously. Still got a little bit of a bend in it, right? Hardly noticeable now though. So I'll spin it that way. All the back lines up correctly. And it's now working. So as I say, just a bit of a fun video really to show you how to fix a bent bananaed PlayStation 5 Pro. We're not going to be selling this one, so as I say, it doesn't really matter about these plastic bits missing. If obviously we was going to think about reselling this, I would replace all of the plastics and then all of the heat sinks, metal heat sinks inside, as well as the fan, just to be on the safe side. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help us out. We're posting more and more videos every week now. So as I say, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and see you again soon.